Friends, I'm back. Free NFL Bets podcast. My name's Eric. Last week sucked. Lost my 2 5-unit max bets. And that was the difference, guys. If I had won those 2 bets, would have been a monster week. I lost those 2 bets, and it sucked. So that's sports betting, guys. If you're new to sports betting, I will touch on basically how to properly do this long term throughout this podcast. I'm not going to go into like a little spiel now, but I will touch on it because I think it's very important. It's basically, in my opinion, the sports betting gospel of how to properly bet sports. And so I'll touch on that throughout this podcast. But it's a long-term game, guys. If you win at this, you only have to get 53 bets out of 100 at minus 110 odds to win money long-term at this game. Sports betting is discipline. You got to put your emotions to the side and use logic and use discipline. That's the key to making money in this, guys. It's basically like just a system. You don't overbet. You just keep playing your edge, and you'll win money long term. So, with all that said, let's get into it, guys. First game, Thursday Night Football. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. I am in play on this game. I did bet the -7 with the Eagles at minus 110 odds. That's key. I would not take the -7 at minus 115 or minus 120 odds. And why is that, guys? Because I say it every damn time on this podcast, guys. Okay, I'm going to keep saying it because I'm preaching to myself and it's helped me out a lot, and hopefully it helps you guys out a lot. How many teams last week that won the game did not cover the spread? In the last 2 weeks, not even just last week. Last week there were 0, guys. Every team that won as a favorite covered the point spread last week. Every team as a favorite 2 weeks ago won and covered as a favorite except the Buffalo Bills. Okay, the Green Bay Packers tied, so I don't know what you want to do with that. But last week, guys, just take a look. Minnesota won and covered as a 3.5-point favorite. Indianapolis covered as a 7-point favorite. New Orleans covered as a 2.5-point favorite. I think Dallas was a favorite. I can't remember. Anyways, they covered. Let's see, other favorites. Houston won and covered as a favorite. Detroit won and covered as a 10-point favorite. And then, obviously when you have like 9 underdogs winning in the week, you're not going to have many favorites winning and cover. But anyways, there's only 3 teams every week, guys, on average, that win and don't cover as a favorite. That's it. So I'm not taking minus 115 odds with the Eagles. I'll take minus 110. If I know I place all my bets at minus 110 odds, I have an extremely great chance of making money long-term sports betting. So reason for me taking the Eagles -7, it's just simple, guys. And I know it's kind of scary just with the whole A.J. Brown situation. And I hate locker room cancers, and I hate betting on teams that have potential locker room issues. But everybody else in that locker room is such a pro's pro, and the coaching staff holds these players to such great standards. I just think the Eagles coming off of a loss, their first loss in a long time, actually, I just think they bounce back against a very inferior New York Giants team. Now, the Giants defense, they're going to get up for this game. They're a talented front seven. They could stifle the Eagles' offense. No doubt about it, guys. No doubt about it. But I know this for sure. I know that Jackson Dart is still a very long ways away from being a quarterback that can lead efficient scoring to get this team to like 20 points consistently every week. And I love this Eagles defense. Now I do. Not early in the season. I know it's still kind of early in the season, but 5 games in, they found some rhythm. They've gotten their footing. They look pretty good now. I like them to stifle Jackson Dart and the Giants offense. They don't have many wide receivers left. Darius Slayton, obviously Malik Neighbors is hurt. I like the Eagles defense to keep them Under 17 points. I like the Eagles to find a way to get to 24 points. I see 24-17 worst case scenario for this game. That would lead us to a total of 41. But since I think that's the best case, I do lean under 40.5. There has been under money there. I understand the under money. I do. I understand that a lot. So can't fault you if you bet under 40.5. And I did bet the Eagles -7. Next game up, we have the Broncos in London at Tottenham Stadium, I believe. I believe it's Tottenham again. I think Wembley is like only for the Jaguars, pretty much. Yeah, it's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, London, England. And so the Jets are a mess, and I can only look the Broncos -7, -7.5. And so this is the thing, guys. I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep touching on this stuff. So there's a -7, -115 out there right now. And -7 is a key number, don't get me wrong. But you have a -7.5 at even money, I see, at one sports book. I see a -7.5 at +110. Okay, guys, taking -7.5 at +110 is incredibly way better of a bet than taking -7 at -115 odds. Guys, -115, the break-even rate at -115 is 53.5%. That's to break even, okay? At +110 odds, the break-even rate is 47.65%. All right? That's what? Almost 6% between the break-even margins for a half a point. I'm sorry, guys. You can't quantify. I mean, I guess you could like quantify it, but like in your power rankings or however you do the math to like figure out what side you want to bet on, guys, I will take -7.5 at +110 odds over the course of 100 straight bets than taking 100 bets at -7 at -115 odds. I hope this is making sense to you guys. It's so difficult to win at sports betting having to hit 54% of all your bets. And that's what you would have to do to make money betting -115 odds, guys. Like, I'm sorry, sign me up -7.5 for +110 odds, guys, instead of the -7 at -115. And I hope that makes sense, guys. You'll win a lot more money. I mean, what's the difference between -7.5 and -7? If you think they're gonna win, guys, okay, you feel very confident. Odds are, even at -7, that the Broncos will cover this spread at a very high margin, like low 60%, most likely. Teams that win at -7 odds cover the spread 60, I think it's like 62% of the time, guys. So if you really think the Broncos are going to win, they have a very good shot at covering the spread, guys. You know, long term, you're going to make a lot of money betting -7.5 at +110 odds than -7 at -115 odds. I promise you guys that. Over under is at 43.5. And so I'll say this, the Jets are a mess because their defense is a little banged up, and then Justin Fields is just not a very good quarterback. Like, he's dynamic in that he has a strong arm and he can run fast, and that's about it. Like, that's it. Now, the Jets can run the ball really well. Their offensive line is actually really good at running the ball. Broncos can be a little iffy against the run, so maybe the Jets stay in this game that way. Maybe the Broncos are a little too high off of their win against Philly. I mean, it's a big-ass win for the Broncos, so is it a flat spot? And if you guys listen to me every week, man, flat spots are so common in the NFL, and they're almost even more common, I think, in the beginning of the season. I haven't quantified that, or like done the breakdown statistically on that, but I think teams have their guards down earlier in the season. They don't have that push for playoff seeding. They don't have that push to make the playoffs like they do after Thanksgiving. So Broncos, this is a flat spot for them, guys. Absolute flat spot. Jets are 0-5, still looking for their first win for their head coach. But with all that said, give me the Broncos -7.5, guys. I do not trust the Jets right now. And I lean under 43.5. Don't feel great about that, but that's the way I would go. Next game up, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and line is -5.5. And again, guys, this is the thing. Sorry, I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse with this, but there's -5.5s across the board. But at one book, you can get -5.5 at -105 odds, and you can get +5.5 if you like the Browns at even money. And like on the other side, you can get -5.5 at -120, and you can get +5.5 at -115. But guys, that's what I'm saying. Open up all the different sports books, sign up to all the different sports books, guys, to make sure that you can shop around and get the best odds, because that -105 at -5.5 is right there. But if you only have a sports book that has -5.5 and -120 odds, well, guys, breaking even at -120 odds, you have to win 54.5% of the time. Guys, that's extremely difficult to do. If you actually track 100 bets that you place, or not even 100, or actually, sorry, more than 100. If you bet like 500 bets, like if you bet 3 bets a day for 365 days a year, say you just did like $5 each bet, okay? You get around 1,000 bets, and see what your percentage is, guys. See what it is. You will soon realize it is very difficult to win 54.5% of the time at -120 odds. It's very difficult, guys. Very difficult. And that's just to break even. So open up a lot of sports books, and if you like the Steelers, find that -5.5, -105 odds, guys. It's out there. And you'd only have to win 52% of the time to break even at -105 odds. So, breakdown. Teams off of bye weeks. This is important to note. Teams off of bye weeks. Number one, I want to see if the coach has been there for a long time and what their record is off of a bye weeks. Mike Tomlin is like 14-4 off of a bye week or something. He's really good off of a bye week. They've beaten the Browns 21 straight times at Pittsburgh during the regular season. They did lose to them at home the COVID year in the playoffs. But other than that, the Browns have not beaten the Steelers in 21 years in the regular season in Pittsburgh. So all that stuff's going on. Dylan Gabriel, they're coming back from London, and he looked good. He was moving the offense pretty well for the Browns. But with that said, I feel very confident that the Steelers win this game. I think Tomlin's going to have them ready to go. That's what his track record says. And again, if you think that the team's going to win the game, they have more times than not, they're going to cover the spread. And what are we looking for to make money in sports betting? Just for our bets to hit more times than they don't hit. So I'm leaning Steelers -5.5. I think I'm going to bet them. Total is taking a little bit of over money. It's at 38.5, somewhere around there. And I do like that. I do lean the over. I think Gabriel can make a mistake this week, and I think he can also move the ball a little bit too. So that's a low total. It was a low total last week in London, and it snuck over at the end. I think this one can sneak over here, guys, as well. Next game up, we've got the Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. And the line is now -7 to Indianapolis, the home favorite. And that is because Kyler Murray did not practice today on Wednesday, October 8th. And so that will obviously create caution with the sports market, betting market. And so now you're seeing 7s instead of the 6.5s that were there. I think Kyler plays eventually, but who knows? If he doesn't, it'd be Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's not good. I will definitely be betting the Colts -7 if that is the case, and it'll probably go up to like -9, 9.5, maybe even 10, honestly, because the Colts just look really damn good right now. And the Cardinals are off 3 straight losses where they lost by on a last-second field goal. It's like the first time in NFL history I think that's happened, if I remember from what I heard on social media. So, yeah, I think the Cardinals are in free fall a little bit. Colts are playing really well. I mean, obviously, yeah, is it a flat spot for the Colts? Potentially, but some teams, debunk the flat spot, you know, situation, and they just keep rolling along. I think the Colts are kind of that team, guys. I think they're good, and they don't maybe not necessarily know that they're that good, but I think they're just enjoying winning so much they just keep it going. If Kyler Murray does play, I do lean the Cardinals +7, but I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see if I get there with that one. I do like the over a lot in this game. Over 47, over 47.5 at even money. That's a good bet. See this classic case, guys. There's a 46.5 at -120 odds. Don't bet that shit. Please don't bet that shit. Wait for Kyler Murray and take 47.5 at even money. 47 is a key number in totals betting, but I'm telling you guys, over 47.5 -102 odds long term, you're gonna lose less money, a lot less money. All right, next game up, we got the Rams at the Ravens, and I'll start with the total on this game, guys. It's at 45.5, 44.5, 45. It's all over the place. I love the under in this game, and the reason being, and I kind of get into this a little bit after the first 4 weeks. Definitely look at this stuff for the rest of the way out after week 5. And that is where the teams are against the spread record and over-under record. And the reason being is because every single year, guys, as long as you look back in NFL history, it's a puzzle, guys. It's a puzzle. And it evens out pretty much around a number for pretty much every type of situation and scenario. So, against the spread, there will be 3 teams that are outliers and are just crushing it against the spread record, and then, conversely, that are doing awful against the spread record. And then same with over-under. And so right now, generally at the end of each season, so if we look at last year, over-under record-wise, Carolina was the highest over team. They had 13 overs and 4 unders. And the worst over team was the Giants. They only had 6 overs to 11 unders. So, generally, that's kind of where it is, guys. For unders, usually there's only teams, overs, there's one team, only getting 6 overs is actually kind of a lot. There's some teams that only get 4 overs in a season sometimes. So, so Baltimore's 5-0 right now, over under. They have 5 overs to 0 unders. Okay, the Rams have 3 overs to 2 unders. Now, who knows? Baltimore might just keep rattling off overs, but eventually, guys, the bookmakers will adjust, and they will just keep bumping that total number up for Baltimore because they just keep scoring. They'll just keep bumping it up until they feel like they can attract under money in the marketplace. And, that's what the books try to do. They just try to balance each side of the books. That's one thing that they try to do. They balance each side of the bet. And so, they're not going to just keep giving layups for Baltimore overs. So, it's still early. They could go 6-0 to the over this week, but I'm just telling you right now, with Cooper Rush playing, because it doesn't look like Lamar's going to play. If Cooper Rush plays or Snoop Huntley, there's even murmurs of Snoop Huntley. If Tyler Huntley plays, this will probably be a 5-unit max bet under 45. And I'm saying this because the defense for the Ravens looks to get a little healthier this week. They got some free agents to help in the secondary. So I feel very confident that the Ravens, they have a bye week on deck. Again, you want to bet teams that have a bye week coming up the next week. So Ravens are off next week on a bye. Teams play with their hair on fire before the bye weeks, guys. I think the 2 teams that played last week won that had a bye week. Let me just look really quick. So Minnesota is on a bye this week. They won and covered the spread against the Browns. Houston massacred the Ravens, and they're on a bye. So yeah, 2-0 last week. I told you guys, I said this at the beginning of the bye weeks, right? Teams that have bye weeks on deck, they win and cover like a profitable amount of the time, guys, like 55% at least. Now, so this situation with the Ravens, I don't know if they covered this number. I don't think they do if Snoop Huntley or Cooper Rush plays. Who knows? Maybe they do. Maybe Cooper Rush comes out, he plays a lot better. But anyways, I like the Rams defense. They had a flat spot against the 49ers. They looked really bad. They're not going to be flat in this game. Ravens are going to match that intensity. I think winner gets to 24 points, and that's it. I definitely don't see the Ravens scoring 24 points. Rams could get there, but I really believe the Ravens defense shows up. They're going to get a little healthier. Some new additions. C.J. Gardner-Johnson and then Alohi Gilman, who they traded for. Kyle Hamilton practiced today, I believe. So I think the Ravens play better defensively, guys. I like that to go under 45. Next game up. Seahawks at the Jaguars. All right. This fucking team, man. The Seahawks. My goodness. So Mike McDonald is kind of a dumbass. I thought he was a better defensive mind than what he showed against the Buccaneers. If you just watch the NFL and you've watched Baker Mayfield play for like 3 games, you know Baker Mayfield, like when he just runs out of options, he just throws to his best player. He knows where his best player is. He knows where Egbuka is, and he's going to find him. And he's going to put it in a place where only he has a good shot of getting it, or it's going to be overthrown or out of bounds or all that stuff. So that's what Baker did. And for Mike McDonald to not double or have like a plan and just like leave him on an island with these 4th string cornerbacks like Pritchard and whoever the other 5th string cornerback was for the Seahawks, because Woolen got hurt. Devon Witherspoon was out before the game, and then Julian Love was also out of the game. And then Eamon Wari, I think, was hurt for a little bit. Like, oh my goodness, Mike McDonald, you're a dumbass, dude. You're just going to let Baker keep throwing to his best player. Like, and you barely blitzed Baker either. So it's like, I don't want to get started on that game, guys. That's so frustrating. But anyways, Jaguars are fool's gold. They had one of the, well, not even like luckiest. It's just the way they win games right now. They had like no business beating the 49ers, but the 49ers turned the ball over 4 times, and the 49ers still should have won. The Chiefs fell asleep. They were up 14-0. Let them crawl back into the game. The Chiefs called stupid offensive plays, and then Patrick Mahomes threw a pick 6 at the 1-yard line. So, like, and then the Jaguars, yeah, the stupid, I mean, they had so many chances to lose that game, and they still somehow won. That's the NFL, guys. That's a flat spot right there. Kansas City beat the Ravens at home by like 25 points. Go on the road, lay an egg after being up 14-0, fell asleep at the wheel, and the Jaguars took advantage. So, if the Seahawks secondary is healthy, guys, I like the Seahawks to win this game. I'm not the Jaguars can get takeaways and all that stuff, but the Jaguars are still not great, numbers wise at stopping the pass or stopping the run. They're just not. Like, the Seahawks can run the ball. The Seahawks can pass the ball in this defense. The Seahawks have the better defense if they get Julian Love back, they get Tariq Woolen back, and they get Devon Witherspoon back. They're going to win this game most likely, and I will be betting the Seahawks if that is the case. Over under 47.5. And so this is a clear overreaction in my opinion, guys. And so let me just go over the totals trends. So this is sportsoddhistory.com, and it shows you literally, it goes all the way back to 1952 with all the betting lines of what the closing numbers are and what the teams' favorites, home teams, home favorites, and over-unders did for that year. And this is the thing, guys. The books know that we want to bet overs. Everybody wants to bet overs, right? It's more fun cheering for people to score points. It's way more fun. Like, you never want to cheer for like a team to like miss a field goal or, not score a touchdown. Like, that's not fun. But guess what? The books know this. They inflate all these total numbers in the last 25 years. We'll just do the 25 years, guys, but it's probably more than that. The amount of games that go over the total, at 50% or more to the over in the last 25 years is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. 9 times in the last 25 years, guys, has, at the end of the year, all the NFL games had more overs than unders. That's it. 9 out of 25 times, guys. Let me just do the math on that really quick, okay? That's literally saying if you just bet all unders some years, like in 2023, for the year, there were 125 overs to 147 unders for all the NFL games, guys. That's 46%. So that means if you bet every under, you would win 54% of all those games, guys. So that's profitable at minus 110 odds. Like, literally, if you just bet unders every single week, every single game for some NFL years, you'll just win money. Like, you don't even have to think about, like, oh, I don't know about this game. Like, no, it's just going to go under. That's what it does. So 9 times, okay, divided by 25, that's 36%. Guys, there's a 36% chance that this year there will be more overs than unders. Now, that is a little interesting because of the kickoff rule this year. There's so many teams starting at the 40-yard line or better this season. And right now, there have been slightly more overs. There's 41 overs to 37 unders, 52.6%. That would get you to break even at minus 110 odds betting every over. So, it's trending over right now, but at the same time, the books know this. They'll adjust. They will bump these totals up. And I think this is an overreaction on this total. I like this under as well. 47 is a key number in totals betting. I like betting unders when I have the better offense on the road. Seahawks offense is probably just a touch better maybe than the Jaguars. And I like having the worst defense at home because I know they're going to play with more effort. So I have a great matchup in that sense. The line value I think is perfect because, guys, I'm telling you right now, if the Seahawks secondary is healthy, they're very difficult to score on, and that this total, it will go under, guys, and I will be betting it. Next game up, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. Spread is +3. It was +3.5. 3's a key number, obviously, and the 3.5s are pretty much gone. Yeah, they're all gone. I mean, so ESPN bet. These bastards put up a +3.5 at minus 130 odds. Guys, that's an awful bet. Never do that. Please don't do that. Like, take the +3 at even money. There's a sports book with +3 even money right now. That's the better bet. You do +3 even money instead of +3.5 at minus 130, guys. Long term, way better bet. You'll save a lot more money, and that's facts. That's facts. I can only look the Panthers +3, and the reason is is that the Cowboys coming off a win where literally the Jets fell asleep and didn't get off the bus, didn't get out of their beds at home, and the Cowboys scored like 3 touchdowns in like the final 4 minutes of the second quarter, and then they're up 30-3 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like, Cowboys didn't even get a challenge, guys. I'm telling you this right now, the Panthers are going to give them a challenge. The Panthers have the better defense. They do. Secondary's not great for the Panthers, but the front seven is great. They should be able to stifle the Cowboys' running game fairly well, I believe. Fairly well. The Cowboys' defense, even though I don't think it's the better defense of these two, Cowboys' defense is playing better, understanding Matt Eberflus's scheme. Carolina Panthers, they like to run the ball. They're good at running the football. Cowboys can't stop the run. But that doesn't mean in the red zone that the Panthers are going to convert touchdowns, is basically what I'm saying. And so I like the Panthers to keep it close, potentially win it. And I like under 49.5 a lot, guys. It's under 49.5 everywhere. I really like that bet a lot. And it's kind of for what I just said. The Panthers and Dolphins was a 17-13 game in the middle of the fourth quarter last week. That's only 30 total points. And the game finished like 27-24 at like 51 points. So they scored 21 points in like 7 minutes. Okay? That's not unheard of, but that's extremely unlikely that every single game the Panthers play, there will be 21 points in the final 7 minutes of the game. Okay? It's just very unlikely. So, in my opinion, this number is inflated. It is too high. Cowboys was only 30-3 going into the fourth quarter. That's a total of 33 against the Jets. And then Jets gave up another touchdown, and the Cowboys gave up garbage points. And then the total flew over like 70-some points or something like that. So they had like 40 points in the fourth quarter or something like that, guys. Something ridiculous. That's very rare. Okay? So this number is up way more than I think it should be. I think it should be closer to 46. That's my opinion. I will be betting this under 49.5. Next game up, we've got the Chargers at the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are plus 4.5 home dogs. Over under is 43.5. And basically, this game's tough because of the Chargers. So I bet the under in the Chargers Commanders game last week, under 47.5. I look like a genius. I feel like a genius. I am a genius with the sports betting stuff, guys. I'm going to turn it around. I'm down like 24 units, like 8 positions on the season. It's really, I mean, minus 24 sounds like a lot, but only 8 positions, it's not a lot. I feel confident, guys. I feel good. And so with the Chargers situation, with how banged up their offensive line is, you just can't trust that offense right now. Like, you just can't. They didn't do well at the Giants. They didn't do well against the Raiders. The Broncos have a good defense. They didn't do great against them either. But then they didn't do well against the Commanders. And I don't see this Chargers team just all of a sudden clicking offensively with all of their offensive line issues, with Joe Alt out, with Mekhi Becton banged up. I think Becton might play this week. I think Joe Alt has a outside chance of playing. And then they already lost Slater for the whole year. So that's 3 starting offensive linemen. They didn't look great last week. And then, you're basically just hoping Justin Herbert can play hero ball. That's basically what you're hoping. And hero ball, only few quarterbacks can, convert hero ball to scoring 27 points a week. And if you're going to get over 43.5, I don't think Justin Herbert hero ball, even against the Dolphins' awful run defense and just defense in general. I lean under in that game as well, guys. And I lean the Dolphins plus 4.5. I do. It's hard to bet that, but I think that's the only way I could look. I think that's tough, guys. Chargers have the better defense. I really don't like that game. Next game up, last 1 o'clock game. We have the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. And man, my friend was saying like let the good times roll in French. It's like laissez les bon temps rouler or something like that. But every time I watch Saints home games, man, it's funny. You see the people dressed up in like priest outfits, like in the end zone, and like, man, so funny, guys. Just such a weird town New Orleans is. It's, man, so funny. So yeah, it's plus 3.5 for the Saints. They got off the schneid, got their first win of the season against the G-Men. Called that right. That was a 4-unit play for me. I almost made it a 5-unit play, guys. I wanted to, but I'm telling you right now, guys, discipline will make you money betting sports. Having the discipline not to chase your losses and bet more after you lose. Having the discipline to not bet live bets and bet a lot of money live betting, okay? That is discipline. Discipline in not doing teasers and parlays. Discipline in betting your bankroll percentage correctly. And obviously not betting over minus 110 odds. If you do all that, guys, okay? Like, just do that. Be serious about sports betting and do that. Set aside like $500 of entertainment money and do whatever you want with that. But, you know, that's the way to make money sports betting. Okay. Just a second. I need some water, guys. Man, I am feeling better though, guys. Whatever like little cold or sickness, flu thing I had, I'm feeling a lot better. Still kind of getting over it a little bit. But yeah, over-unders at 46, 45.5. And the Patriots, this is a flat spot for them, guys. They beat the Bills at Buffalo for the first time probably since like Tom Brady played for them or whatever. And so now they're going on the road to play the Saints, who in theory are not good. But, I mean, it's cross-conference game. I definitely believe that favors the home team. NFC versus AFC. There's no tiebreaker implications here for the Patriots against the Saints. So I can only look Saints plus 3.5. I think they are live to win this game. And Patriots defense looked really good last week. And the Saints defense, after they gave up the first 2 touchdowns to Jackson Dart, settled down and played very well. I think this game goes under 45.5, guys. I think this is a big under week, guys. I think more games than not are going to go under, and I feel pretty confident about that. Let's keep going, guys. Next game up, we've got the Titans at the Raiders. Spread is -4, -3.5, -4.5 to the Raiders, the home team. And here's another angle, guys. Here's another angle. Sorry, I need a little bit more water. Just a second, my fault. Here's another angle, guys. You want to bet against bad teams who won last week, okay? Look at the Panthers. They beat the Falcons at home. What happened the next week? They go on the road to New England, and they get torched. Okay? Last week, Giants won. Or 2 weeks ago, Giants won against the Chargers at home. What happened? They went on the road, played the Saints, and lost. Okay? Like, these bad teams off of wins, I don't know what the metrics are. I mean, what the stats are, the data on this, but I think long term, this has got to be a very profitable trend to do, guys. And if you watch that Titans-Cardinals game, that was some of the luckiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Cardinals were going in to score a touchdown, and Kyler Murray took the snap off of his face mask and fumbled the ball in field goal range. that would have made it 24-6. Okay? Instead, Tennessee got the ball. Then Arizona got the ball right back. Then DeMarcado fumbled at the 1-inch line, and there was a touchback after he ran for like 70 yards untouched. Okay? So that was another 7 points that the Cardinals left on the board. Then the Titans were moving the ball after those two things happened, and the Titans threw an interception. Cam Ward threw an interception. The Cardinals guy fell to the ground after he caught the interception, fumbled the ball. That ball went into the end zone. Titans jump on it and score a touchdown. Like, it just illustrates that the Titans are not a good football team still. Okay, they got their win. I don't think they win this game. The Raiders have looked awful their last two road games. Okay, complete flat spot. Both of those games at the Commanders and at the Colts. It's even a mystery that they beat the Patriots on the road, to be honest. Then they lost, but they played hard at home, guys. They played hard against the Chargers. They really should have beat the Bears. I like the Raiders to win this game. I think the money coming in on the Titans is foolish, honestly. I know it's hard to lay money with minus 4.5 over the key number of 3, over the key number of 4 for the Raiders. But, guys, I'm telling you, if you think a team's going to win, they're going to cover that spread more times than not. That's not my opinion. That is historical data. Okay, guys? That is historical data. All right? Teams that win the game as favorites cover the spread more than, like, it's like 70% of the time, guys. Okay? Now, if you break out the odds of like -7 favorites, it's like 60% of the time, or 63. Hold on, I have the numbers. Let me just read off to you guys. Okay, so if you're a -7 favorite in the last 25 years, you are 73% straight up, and out of those 73% wins, out of all those wins, you cover the spread 197 times out of the two. So there's been 298 winners at -7 odds, at a -7 spread. Okay, out of those 298 winners, 197 of those winners covered the spread. That's 66.1% of the time, guys. Okay, you just divide 197. That's the amount of spread covers from the -7 favorites in the last 25 years. And this is the closing line, guys. This is the closing line, okay? And then you get the 298 winners. You divide that, okay? 66% of the time, guys. So what that translates to is that if you can guess correctly 82% of the time what teams are going to win at -7 odds, you will cover the spread at 54%. All you have to do in order to get that is you divide... Sorry, guys. My throat is like... Man, I'm telling you, man, if you've ever done a podcast and you're just the only one talking for like an hour, and it's difficult. It's difficult. It's not as easy as it sounds. But anyways, all you got to do is divide 82 by the 66%. That's all you got to do. 82 divided by 66, 66 divided by 82, and you get 54%. That's a profitable margin at -110 odds. At -110 odds, guys. Okay, so that's just kind of a snippet. At -3 odds, they cover the spread at 76.4% of the time. At -10 line, not odds, -3 line, they cover the spread. If they win the game, 76.4% of the time. At -10 spread, it is, if they win the game, they cover the spread 59.8% of the time. Okay? So, that's just what it is, guys. And I very strongly believe that the Raiders win this game. And I think they cover the spread, therefore. Therefore, they're probably going to cover the spread. Over-under is at 41.5. I can only look under in this game. Raiders defense is going to play better at home. They've played well somewhat at home. They played well for 3 quarters against the Bears and then kind of collapsed. And they only gave up like 20-ish points against the Chargers. So I like the Raiders defense at home to stifle the Titans offense. Titans defense, I think, can do some good things against the Raiders offense. 41.5 seems a little too high. Next game up, we've got the San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game's tough, guys. I'll keep this one quick. I do think that the Buccaneers are the right side, but I don't love the Buccaneers right now. Their 4 wins have all been come from behind wins in the last 2 minutes of the game. It's not a sustainable way to keep winning in the NFL. 49ers don't have a great pass rush, but they have still a very sound defense. Mac Jones has played well. I'm still not a huge Mac Jones believer. Give me Baker Mayfield at home to make plays when it matters the most over Mac Jones. That's what I think it comes down to. So I'll take the -3 at -105 odds. Over-unders 47.5. I need to watch the Tampa Bay defense again because I know they had Jamel Dean out and they might have had somebody else out. But to give up that many points to the Seahawks offense, that was alarming, guys. That Buccaneers defense is better than that. And so I think them at home, I do like that under 47.5 a lot, guys. Next game up, we've got the Bengals at the Packers. Joe Flacco got traded to the Bengals in case you lived under a rock. And the Green Bay Packers are coming off 2 road losses and a bye week. Now again, taking teams off of bye weeks at home as favorites against the spread is a losing proposition, guys, long term. Like over the past, I don't know, I'm sure it's like all NFL history, but I think the number that I read on this was only like the past like 15 years or something like that. That's still a very good chunk of data. And so I kind of like Bengals plus 14. I kind of do. I think Green Bay wins this game, but I think Joe Flacco doesn't turn the ball over, and that's what Browning was doing. That's why he got benched. And I like the Bengals to keep this game interesting a little bit. Joe Flack, he's tall. He can see over the line. He can get the ball to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, move the offense a little bit. I believe he can. And I think the number's a little too high for Joe Flacco. I do. Bengals defense is not great. They're going to get carved up against the Packers. I kind of do like this over. See what the over total is at, 44.5. I do like over 44.5, guys. I do. I think the Packers get to 28. I think the best bet and safest bet is just take the Packers team total over. Matt LaFleur is going to have his team ready to go post-bye week. Well, they didn't have 2 losses. They tied, but it probably feels like a loss. But they lost at, at Cleveland to Joe Flacco. So, yeah, the Packers get another chance to beat Joe Flacco. So yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I like that over 44.5, guys. All right, Sunday Night Football. It's game of the week. You got the Detroit Lions to the Kansas City Chiefs. Over-unders at 53, 52.5. Spread is at -2.5. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a play for me. And it's these plays that are not fun to bet because it makes you feel a little weird and a little nervous. But I'm telling you right now, very confident in it. I was very confident when I bet the Chiefs against the Ravens. I'm very confident with this game too, guys. And reason being, Lions have beaten a bunch of nobodies. And sure, they look great. Chiefs coming off a loss. And if they lose this game, they go to 2-4. They started the season off 0-2. They bounced back and went 2-2. I think they bounce back here at home, guys. I even see a -2. I would not take the money line, guys, unless you feel like very confident, like, hey, Chiefs max bet here. I understand that philosophy. Like if you have an edge long term with like your best bets, then sure, go ahead, take the money line. Let's see what the money line's at. This is the one time it's minus 130. This is the one time where I say, like, hey, if you've been betting sports for a long time, you've tracked yourself with your max bets and like your most confident bets, and minus 130, and your max bets win at like 60% of the time. Well, then guess what? You are going to be profitable because you only need to break even at 56.5% of the time at minus 130 odds. You can be profitable at 58. You can be profitable at 59%. So, if you like the Chiefs just to win it, just forget the point spread, then yeah, go for it. Over under wise, I kind of like the over. It's pretty square. I mean, everybody and their mama is going to be betting over 52.5, over 53. It's just what it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, the biggest reason for it is the Lions defense. I don't think they've really been pushed yet. And the Chiefs are going to play, they're going to be perfect, guys. Like, for the Lions to beat them, the Lions are going to have to be perfect. And can the Lions be perfect? Yeah. But I just know Kansas City, guys, they're going to play a super clean game, guys. They're going to be hyper-focused. This is a team that's been to countless Super Bowls, all right? The coaching staff knows how to coach in big games and must-win games. This is not a must-win game, but it's got that feel for it, guys. And so you're going to get the Chiefs' best effort at home, probably get a little bit of ref support. I'm going to be betting the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. I am thinking about max betting it, even though they freaking lost me money on my max bet last week. You can't get emotional about these teams, guys. You have to flush it, put it in the rear view mirror, and understand that, hey, this Chiefs team, this is a great spot for them, okay? And they're going to come out. They're going to give their best game. That we know that it's proven, guys. We know this is how this team operates. They're going to come out and give their best effort. The Lions are off huge blowout wins. They're going to get up for this game because it's Dan Campbell, but just because you get up emotionally doesn't mean that you're emotionally harnessing your focus and being excellent. Okay, you might be emotionally amped up and give 100% effort, but that doesn't mean you're giving 100% focus to the details, if that makes sense. So I love the Chiefs. I'm probably going to make it a max bet, guys. Next game up, we got the Buffalo Bills. They got a bye week on deck. So they got a bye week next week. Falcons are coming off of their bye week. Bills are coming off 3 no covers at home, 2 wins, the 1 loss. All 3 games they did not cover the point spread. Falcons are 2-2 against the point spread. And yeah, Monday Night Football, Buffalo coming off a loss. Sign me up, guys. -4.5. I think this line should be -6.5. This is going to be a bet for me as well. And again, find all my bets at my social media at Easy Money Wins in my bio. That's where I keep all the links at. And I feel good every week, guys. I really do. I know I haven't had the winning results yet, but I feel pretty damn good this week, guys. I think this is going to be a winning week. It might even be a very big winning week like I had 2 weeks ago. I feel good about it. I feel really good about it. So, yeah, Bills, again, guys. Again, if a team's going to win, more times than not, they're going to cover this point spread. The Bills are going to win this game, guys, okay? I've been fading Michael Penix so well this year, guys. I faded him against week 1 against the Buccaneers. I faded him at the Panthers. I did bet the Panthers +5.5 that week. I bet them on the road. I bet against them with the Vikings, but J.J. McCarthy is an awful quarterback, and if he was, I actually believe if Carson Wentz played that game, I believe Carson Wentz would have covered that point spread against the Falcons. So, yeah, guys, I think Michael Penix gets exposed here. Yeah, Bijan Robinson might be running the ball, but guess what, guys? You cannot run the ball with Bijan Robinson when you're down 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, or even 1 possession in the fourth quarter. Michael Penix will be forced to throw. It might be a tight game in the fourth quarter. The Bills will pull away. They will win by at least a touchdown, guys, in the fourth quarter. I am thinking about making this a max bet as well. Over-unders at 50. It's tough. That's a tough line. I could see it going either way, honestly. I could see the Bills' defense isn't amazing. I could see the Falcons getting to like 20, 23-ish points in the fourth quarter, keeping it close, and then the Bills getting to 30 and it landing like 53. I could see that. Or 52. I could easily see that. So I'd lean over. Don't feel great about that, though. Last game up, we have the rematch of the Hail Mary game from last year. Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. The Bears are off of a bye week, but they're on the road and an underdog. I actually think being on the road after a bye week and being a favorite is a bet on spot. But I know being on the road in general after a bye week is better than being at home after a bye. I do know that. I don't know the numbers exactly, road underdogs, road favorites off of bye weeks. But yes, Bears plus 4.5, over under. I think this one's at 52. I think that both Monday Night Football games are like identical spreads and totals. Yeah, pretty much. Bears Commanders at 49.5. I like. It's tough. I lean under. Commanders defense played better last week. But then the Bears defense is not very good. I like the Commanders to win this game, guys. I like all four primetime games this week. And if you want to include the London game as kind of a semi-primetime game because it's a standalone game, I like all 5 standalone games this week. I'm probably going to be involved in all of them. I like all favorites in all of those standalone primetime games. Yeah, Commanders win this game, guys. Bears might put up a good fight. Caleb Williams is from Washington, D.C., but again, he already played that game last year. So it's his second time playing the Commanders at Washington, D.C., and I just think the Commanders are due for, they're 2-0 at home and 2-0 against the spread at home. So I think they get it done, guys. I think they get it done at home, cover the spread as well again. And that's the show, guys. I know I went a little long this week, but I just wanted to make sure everybody understands that stuff. The odds, the math behind sports betting. Okay, professional sports bettors who win money at this some of them only win 53.5% of the time. That's it. That's what they only win at, 53.5% of the time. That means they lose 46.5 times out of 100, guys. Guys, that's a lot of losing. Okay, like you lose a lot in sports betting. It happens all the time. So in order to make sure that we don't lose more money with our losses, do not bet over -110 odds. Just don't do it. Okay? And you'll make money. I fully believe that betting sports, you do kind of have to know what you're doing a little bit. But for the most part, if you watch these games and you're disciplined with the whole math side of it, at worst, you should be finding -105 odds and breaking even or having a small loss at worst. And then in the process of losing a little bit and or breaking even, hopefully you learn from your losses and become a better sports bettor and then start making a little bit of money. I really believe it's that simple, guys. Yeah, it takes a little bit of work, as in watching and following the teams and really understanding what the teams are good and not good at, and then just the math of it. Just understand the math of sports betting, guys. And yeah, that's it. So tell a friend about the podcast, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, guys. Please show support. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see you next Wednesday.